Free beer and hot wings in the morning. Grand Rapids rocks all day. 97.9 GRD rocks.
Becoming mostly sunny today, 56 the high. It's about 43 now, still foggy. In fact, they were saying earlier, Aaron Offsire was, the fog would probably stick around until lunchtime in a lot of areas.
Yeah, there were a few delays today, mostly in further away areas than downtown. I think the closest one was Byron Center.
Yeah.
Was delayed.
Yep.
But I'm glad about that. I'm always now it's so funny how the tables turn when you're a kid versus when you're an adult, because all you do is pray for school delays and closings, and now I look anxiously at the school delays and closings to make sure there aren't any, because I'm like, I just want my 2 hours in the afternoon that you two aren't here so I can get something done. I will see you at dinner.
If they only knew.
You ever see that thing where dads in the 1980s spent an average of 14 minutes a day with their children? I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah,
I know.
right.
Like, what a magical time.
Easy.
Yeah.
Dude.
Such a breeze. Such a breeze.
The 80s were so nice.
Yeah.
Oh, so were the 70s and 60s, I can tell you, because I remember what my dad did during this, well, not the 60s, but the 70s and 80s, which was not much around the house.
Yeah.
No way, man.
No. I mean, he fixed things, but, man, Mom did everything.
Yeah. I prayed for those 18 minutes, though.
So much.
Just kidding.
Yeah.
It was fun not having anyone around.
Yeah. Leave your dad alone. He's doing paperwork.
Well, I'm 12. It's about time I start having parties.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, yesterday was the beginning of firearm season for deer. I called it rifle season a couple times. That made people irrationally angry.
It does. It makes them super mad.
Or it made them rationally angry. I wasn't trying to.
It's firearm.
But I wasn't
you
trying
don't
to
have to use a rifle.
I know, but I wasn't trying to be disrespectful. I just called it that because I didn't know.
Is there someone out there like with two handguns walking through the woods?
Yeah. There are. Probably not many, but there are definitely people who hunt with handguns. They use those big ones.
I know somebody used to go with a hand muzzle loader.
Really?
Like he was in a duel with Aaron Burr.
Like the Patriots?
Yes.
What?
Yeah, that's like really wanting to live old school.
Yeah.
I assume they got to their hunting spot in a birch bark canoe.
Mm-hmm. Well, this is a news story about how poaching is still a big thing, which is, I guess I'm not surprised, but at the same time, the season is long, and it seems like everyone who wants to get a deer, like most hunters, they at least can get a doe.
Yeah.
But sometimes they choose not to.
I bet these people, though, it's a matter of they're baiting and then shooting 20 or 30 deer. If they show up in a herd somewhere.
Like those jerks with the ducks.
God, man, that's so sad.
I mean, it would be so easy. Hell, I live near a busy road, and it's not infrequent for me to see, herds of 10 or 12 of them.
How much is a tag? Is it like super expensive?
I don't know how much a hunting license is or the tags or whatever, but you can only take two, I think, right?
Yeah, that's the problem. These guys weren't going to go by that law anyway. Let's give a listen. ZZM.
Now underway, hundreds of conservation officers are being followed. Now, usually complaints are for recreational trespasses or improper transport of a firearm, but there is also poaching.
And it's not just deer during deer season. DNR officials credit the state's Report All Poaching hotline with bringing illegal activity to the attention of conservation officers. WGRD-FM 13's John Hogan has more.
The citizens here in Michigan pick up the phone and give us a call and let us know what's going on.
The state's poaching hotline.
See, that's the thing. We've known enough hunters. They're super respectful of the process. Almost all hunters. They respectful of the animals and sort of that social shared responsibility.
It absolutely
is. And
is.
they're more pissed off about this than the animal lovers.
Because if some jerk is bagging 10 or 12 bucks, that's a bunch of bucks all those other guys don't get a chance to get one for the year.
So it makes everybody
them
look
mad.
bad.
It makes them all look bad, sure.
37,000 calls, up more than 7% from the previous year.
37,000?
Include a father and son accused of illegally taking 11 deer last fall.
Wow, I can't believe those two are poachers.
Yeah.
Wow. They look like the type of people that eat deer raw.
Yeah. Those should be stock photos for any crime ever.
County. The son, 18-year-old Nathan Harger of Sand Lake, was sentenced to 5 days in jail and ordered to pay $10,000 in restitution.
No problem.
Oh, that's only a short 6 years' earnings.
Oh, my God. My rock collection is only worth half of that, I'm sure.
Was sentenced to prison.
You're doing this with your son, so what are you teaching your son to do?
Poach.
To go out and
Well,
violate all the
obviously, it's
Literally,
to
I was
violate
just-
the law.
I was
mean,
just found guilty of it, sir.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's pretty obvious what I'm teaching my son. He's very proficient at it at this point.
laws. It's people like you that give sportsmen in the state of Michigan a bad name. You just go out and shoot deer whenever you want. You don't care. You've done this over a long period of time.
Charles Harger was sentenced to between 14 months and 5 years in prison for
Well,
a
that
felony
is so
gun
not
charge
worth it. It
tied
cannot be worth it.
No, holy cow.
No.
to the poaching case. He's also on the hook for $10,000 in restitution. The law now allows judges to slap poachers with restitution payments up to $1,000 for every deer illegally taken.
That started getting kind of expensive, so we've seen that type of activity kind of go down. It used to be like a cat and mouse game between us and the poachers, and now it's just too expensive to be playing that kind of game.
Thayer says poachers traditionally did their shooting at night along rural roads using a spotlight. That is changing. More deer are being illegally taken on private land, he said.
A lot of people refrain from using the spotlight now because they know that's what we're looking for, so they're a little more secretive, a little more smarter about how they operate.
The state also investigates numerous complaints of hunters buying a license after they've shot a deer. That, Thayer says, is also illegal. In Plainwell, John Hogan, WGRD-FM.
No, but that's a pretty smart
13
move.
News.
I'm not saying you should do it, but it's a pretty good trick. Well, I'm not going to buy one. Then if I don't get one, I don't waste the money.
Oh, yeah, I guess. I was going to say, what is the point then? But that would be exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Oh, I'd be out $18 or whatever it is.
Charles joins us. Hi, Charles.
Hi, guys. You guys were mentioning that it upsets a lot of hunters that they're taking so many bucks out of the population that nobody else can get one. The other negative that you run into is the fact that the more males you take out of the population, the less future breeding you get, and so you limit future hunting rather than just your current hunting as well.
Oh, sure. That's a great point.
Yeah, there's
Long
a reason that they do that.
Yeah.
And it's not just an arbitrary number, I'm sure.
No, it turns out
Absolutely
I'm pro-poaching because I'm tired of hitting them with a car. I mean, if that's what's going to happen.
Thank you, Charles.
So I looked up.
Yeah.
I looked up how much it costs to get a hunting license.
Yeah.
For deer here. If you're a resident, it's $11.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's a lot cheaper. I would have guessed 6 or 7 times that.
And
Yeah.
if you're a non-resident, then it's $151. And if you're a junior, just a kid,
You
it's
could just go out
$6.
and
Kids
you
eat
can
free.
just go kill anything.
That's why you need to take your kids poaching.
Right. You have to teach your kids to poach,
Yeah.
and then you just go, I told them to quit doing that.
You take that rifle.
Oh, wow.
You murder that thing, and then as soon as you see the DNR, you throw the rifle in the baby carriage.
Yeah.
Yep.
You go,
That's it.
Zachary, put your fingerprints on this.
Loophole.
So just for a deer license, $20. Spend the $20.
Yeah.
Do it right.
What was the first number you gave him?
That was for just a hunting license for fishing, deer. It was for everything.
Okay.
The $11?
So everything
why-
is $11.
And then-
Yeah, it says the base license is $11, but for some reason, just for
wait.
deer.
I think you need, I remember when this is years ago, but when we used to go fishing,
Yeah.
you could buy a fishing license, but if you wanted to fish for trout and keep them, then you had to buy a trout stamp.
Okay.
And that was extra. So if you happen to catch a trout and you're like, oh my God, this would be great. If you didn't buy that trout stamp, you'd have to throw it back.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing that's sort
the
of
same
what it is.
Okay. I'm not a hunter. I have no idea.
But we used to find, every couple of years we'd go to plow the field in the spring, and you'd find 2 or 3 deer that people shot.
Oh, and just left.
Like what he's talking about, where they'd go shining for deer.
Yeah.
And they'd shoot them out of the car just for fun.
Or maybe they lost them too. Sometimes if
Yeah.
they're trying to track them, but sometimes you lose track of them if you don't get a good kill shot.
Yeah.
I knew a guy, he was one of my parents' friends, a farmer in the neighborhood where I grew up. He got busted by a DNR officer. He had a 5th of orange schnapps in one hand, the shining light in the other, in a parked running vehicle next to a field filled with deer with a loaded rifle on the seat.
So crazy,
Oh,
man.
boy, yeah.
They took everything but the truck.
That's the moment that I'd love to be a DNR officer and drive up to the drunk man
Oh, yeah.
who's illegally shooting things.
Yeah.
Jackpot.
Yeah,
absolutely.
No thanks.
All right. Well, more chance. Steve, when is the next chance? When are you going to be out when people can come and try to get live show tickets from you?
I'm going to be out on Friday at Metro PCS on 28th Street from 4 to 6 p.m. I'll have a couple pairs of tickets for the live show there.
Is that on which side of 28th Street? On the Wyoming side, the Kentwood side?
Believe it's on the Wyoming side, but
Okay.
I'm not positive.
I think I know where that one is. Like right near Clyde Park or Michael, maybe. Maybe not. More details forthcoming. Sorry,
Yeah.
I put you on the spot.
Sure, no problem. And then on Saturday, I'm going to be at Disc Traders in Holland from noon to 2.
There you go.
And that's a new store.
Live show tickets.
Yep.
In all those cases. Does disc traders? Disc?
Yes.
Because we're going to get rid of, we've had these boxes of CDs, and I've got thousands, no, definitely not thousands, maybe a couple hundred DVDs still that I've just been hanging on to. They got to go. I could take them to disc traders, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's exactly. I mean,
that's what it's for.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
But
based
you have
on
to
your
trade.
taste in music, I can't imagine you'll get much for them, but
No, they'll probably say, we're a kind company. We'll throw these away for you.
Yeah, we'll pick up the recycling costs.
Yeah, you're right. I should just probably give them to Goodwill, and then they'll throw them away from me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Goodwill has become my just garbage can for anything that I can't fit in our actual garbage can.
Yeah. I'm sure they appreciate that.
That's ridiculous.
That's the goal.
That makes you a bad citizen.
They get some good with the bad, though.
They hope.
Sorry, I can't give you all my sweet stuff.
Yeah, right?
Taking my own flea market right to them.
We're back in the 90s. Everlast. What it's like. 97.9 GRD rocks.